Which do you believe is the most important? To produce enough nutritious, affordable food for every person? Or protect the future of our planet? We don't believe we should have to choose. As the European Green Deal sets out to make Europe the world's first climate-neutral continent, farm to fork is at its heart. Investing billions of euros into research and technologies, transforming how we produce, distribute and consume our food. For healthy people, healthy societies and a healthy planet. And at the same time, creating new opportunities for consumers, farmers and the food industry. It's time to reshape tomorrow. To move from an ideal to a reality. From a way of eating to a way of life. From farm to fork. Do you have the appetite for change?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us today for this wonderful session and wonderful discussion we've got lined up for you. My name is Abdul Karim Hanif, a broadcast journalist based here in the United Arab Emirates, and we're hoping to bring an insightful discussion and moderate these discussions. You'll also be joined by my colleague, Ms. Mariam Faraj.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Dubai and welcome to Expo. It's such a pleasure to be co-moderating and co-hosting this afternoon a very important topic with the thematic week of food and agriculture and responsibility and sustainability towards a healthier and nutritious future for our kids. As a mother of two, this is such a very important topic because we all want our kids and ourselves to be growing up healthy, natural, nutritious, and have further sustainability for our future. So thank you very much. I will be moderating the second and the third panel with amazing and very inspiring case studies from around the world to talk about how can you actually reach fork or farm to fork successful projects and pilots. So thank you, and over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Mariam, and we look forward to these sessions later on today. Just as a bit of a reminder, and good afternoon to all of you joining us live virtually as well. We've got the translation headsets, and most of the discussions are expected to take place in English, but should you wish to understand it a bit further, whether it's in French as well or in English, we've got the translation headsets, and the ladies on either side of the rooms will be happy to assist you with the translation headset. So let's move on with our first discussion as we look forward to understanding the farm to fork strategy, which is part of the European Green Deal to transform EU into a modern, resource efficient and competitive economy. We're also looking at how the farm to fork strategy, which is part of that Green Deal, is there to make food systems fair, healthy and environmentally friendly. To enable and accelerate this transition to a fair, healthy and environmentally friendly food system, advisory services are important, so are the financial instruments, but also one of the core discussions that I'll be moderating today is the research and innovation. So to set the tone for the conference today, let's welcome our first speaker, His Excellency Xavier Châtel, who's the Ambassador of France to the United Arab Emirates. Please put your hands together to welcome him on stage. Thank you. Right.
So, this being the French pavilion, the French ambassador, the French presidency of the Council of the European Union, I will have to speak in French. So my friends, take the headsets, otherwise my career choice is somewhere between being quartered and being impaled, and I hope it's not what you wish to me, so I will speak in French. Et si vous avez mis vos casques.
So if you already have your headsets, the Minister Julian asked me to read some words of welcome to you. So consider that as if it was him who's at the SNU and not me, the ambassador. Your Excellency, the Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, ministers and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your invitation and for this exchange, which is interested in the future of our food system and the danger that's looming. As you know, such transitions are registered within the European Green Deal, especially transition towards agriculture with the strategy from farm to fork. However, there are some imperatives we think about here about reconciling economic development and environment protection. The both cannot be disassociated if we cannot have the necessary compensation. I'm thinking here about the agricultural development policies, which means guaranteeing food security and healthy and sufficient food and also sustainable food. We need to make sure that there is excellent cohesion of our policies and also mutual policies within our countries. But before we can move at the international level. And these policies are supported by France and also the International Coalition of Agro-Energy that was hosted by United Nations for Food System and Initiative for the Future for Food Security. So as you can see, the challenges that our policies are facing can sometimes face each other and get in contradiction, and we need to face those challenges, and we need to have access to innovation. As engineer of agriculture, and here it's the minister who's talking to you, not myself, so science and reason should guide our action. It can allow us to find solutions to achieve such transition. Within this perspective, we can be successful in transition, especially what we call as the third agricultural evolution. It's the evolution of knowledge in the service of our sovereignty. France deploys 2.9 million euro for solutions of robots, digital solution for biocontrol and making it accessible to our farmers. It will allow us to reconcile capacity of production and environment protection and adaptation to climate change. As an example, to select different series of protection and also to reduce the use of sanitary products for agriculture. Innovation, we need to apply it ourselves with the decision makers in the public policies that we use, and also we need to use modern technologies that are based on nature, such as agroecology, agriculture based on carbon. The techniques that we deploy, such as the plantation and sustainable management and development of vegetables plantation, are real pillars to reduce CO emissions and greenhouse gases, and it will allow us to be the real soldiers of climate. And we need to encourage such themes. Mr. the Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, innovation is within the DNA of our systems, and it's up to us to mobilize it in the service of this transition and for environment. So I wish you all to have a successful exchange, and the Minister will follow up on the conclusions of your exchange. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, Ambassador of France to the UAE. Our next speaker to discuss the challenges and opportunities of a global transition to a sustainable food system or systems is going to be Her Excellency Stella Kyriakidis. Okay. Oh, it's a video? Okay, let's get the video presentation up.
Janusz, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be opening today's important conference, and I thank our colleagues from the French Pavilion for hosting it. I also thank the Dubai Expo organizers for their determination in making this event happen, despite the delays that the COVID-19 pandemic has imposed. Determination is exactly what we need to take us through the pandemic and beyond, to a better world of opportunity, mobility, and of sustainability, the three sub-themes of this Expo. Today, my focus is on sustainability and how food systems contribute to it. When it comes to food, the European Union has risen to various challenges over the years. We now have safe food through the General Food Law, affordable food thanks to the internal market, and food security with the help of the common agricultural and fisheries policies. Yet in the EU, 33 million people cannot afford a quality meal every day. We waste 20% of the food we produce. More than half of the population is overweight, and obesity is a growing health problem. These alarming trends are not unique to the EU, but pose challenges worldwide. Our entire planet is under pressure, with food systems accounting for over 1/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions. Clearly, we need to respond with swift and effective action from all sectors. The Farm to Fork strategy is the EU's blueprint for our transition towards a fair, healthy, and environmentally friendly sustainable food system. It is an integral part of our Green Deal, seeking to keep Europe's food system within planetary boundaries and to achieve that it encourages innovation to help Europe pioneer a food system that is beneficial to biodiversity, to climate, and to health. And it is comprehensive, addressing the entire food system at all levels, with 27 major initiatives. The EU Code of Conduct on Responsible Food Businesses and Marketing Practices is one such initiative already underway. Stemming from industry and promoted by the Commission, it now has over 100 signatories. It sets out ambitious commitments and actions to improve sustainability and complement our legislative initiatives. We will continue to promote the Farm to Fork strategy internationally, seeking green partnerships with like-minded countries. These partnerships have already led to the inclusion of a sustainable food system chapter in the new free trade agreements we sign. And in addition, last year's UN Food Systems Summit has resulted in a series of coalitions on topics such as healthy diets from sustainable food systems and food waste. I invite all of you to engage in these coalitions. Ladies and gentlemen, we must make concerted efforts to deliver a sustainable, fair, and resilient food system that, in line with the Sustainable Development Goals, produces safe, healthy, nutritious, and affordable food for a growing global population and helps restore vital ecosystems. The Green Deal and the Farm to Fork strategy are the EU's contribution to these efforts. The theme of this Expo is Connecting Minds, Creating the Future. We know that when we connect our minds, a brighter future for our planet and future generations is within reach. And now, we must create it together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and it was a very, very insightful and a very emotional speech as well. So up next, we've got a keynote speech by His Excellency Janusz Wojciechowski, who's the European Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is my pleasure to be here to participate in this very interesting conference during the excellent Expo exhibition in Dubai and in the French pavilion at the time of the French presidency. Congratulations for excellent exhibitions. I had opportunity to visit. Congratulations to Mr. Ambassador, to Mr. Commissioner General of this exhibition. Thank you also for Mr. Ambassador of the European Union for your organizing of my visit in this excellent events in Expo Dubai. I'd like also to thank my colleague Stella Kyriakides for her warm words, and we share our responsibility about the Farm to Fork strategy in the European Union. Her responsibility is general, my responsibility is mainly about the agricultural contribution into the Farm to Fork strategy. Her responsibility is more than food safety, my for food security. And but this strategy is very important for the future of the European agriculture, and thank you very much for your interest and organizing of this conference. As you know, we are in the middle of the week dedicated to agriculture and livelihoods. To me, this is a very fitting title. It reminds us that agriculture supports our livelihoods, not only our farmers and their families, but every one of us across society. Our everyday lives rest on a secure supply and safe and nutritious food. Our food and farming is more than just a sector of the economy. It is a way of life. If we want to continue this way of life, then we cannot continue with business as usual. The United Nations Food System Summit has made it very clear that we need bold actions to transform the ways we produce, process, and consume food across the world. In the European Union, we have developed a clear roadmap with the Farm to Fork strategy, which is at the heart of our European Green Deal. From the beginning, let me say that the Farm to Fork strategy is a strategy of cooperation. The European Union stands ready to cooperate with all countries who want to work towards sustainable food systems. Together, we must work for global food systems that are environmentally sustainable, that have a neutral or positive climate impact, that work with natural resources, not against them, and reverse the loss of biodiversity. We must work for systems that are socially sustainable, that ensure food security and public health, making sure that everyone has access to sufficient levels of nutrition. And finally, we must work for food systems that are economically sustainable, that preserve the affordability of food and also generate rewarding incomes for farmers, foster competitiveness, and promote fair trade. To achieve these goals, research and innovation will be crucial. That is why I am extremely happy that you will discuss today how we can use research and innovation to create modern and sustainable food systems together through Green Alliance and research initiatives in the highest level, as well as innovative projects and nature-based solutions that we can put in place on the ground. With this in mind, I thank you for your attention. With this in mind, I thank you for your attention. I regret that I cannot stay with you during the conference, but I'm expected in other places here in the Expo. However, I will come back to join you again at the end of, and in order to officially close the conference. In the meantime, my colleagues will stay with you in order to present the European point of view on the challenging topics which require our initiative and attention. I wish you an interesting and fruitful discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We've got some questions for you. We can't let you go this easily today. We've got a question because we're trying to understand the global level. We're here at the Expo. And why is it important to act at a global level to fulfill the international commitments and also ensure food that is sufficient, healthy, and also produced sustainably?
Yes, thank you for this question. The transition towards sustainable food system is a worldwide issue. In the European Union, we recognize that we cannot act alone. For this reason, we are delivering on a series of actions to support a global move towards sustainable food systems. I can say a few words about the very important international partnership approach to support developing countries in their transition to sustainable food systems, building green alliances with third countries, and promoting sustainable food systems in international standards setting bodies and other multilateral organizations, ensuring the inclusion of ambitious provisions related to sustainable food in all relevant bilateral agreements. In addition, we promote the sustainability of food imported into the EU through appropriate labeling schemes and where needed by proposing regulatory and non-regulatory measures. I would also highlight the UN Food System Summit preparatory process, which has led to emergence of more than 30 coalitions and initiatives for action. This is the
Okay. The other aspect is the research and innovation leading us to the next panel. What are the R&I needs to address the challenges and seize these opportunities of sustainable food systems, and how does the EU support this effort?
Yes, that's research and innovation is very important to achieve our goals in Green Deal, Farm to Fork strategy, and to make our agriculture more friendly for environment, for climate, for animal welfare, at the same time to make our agricultural policy more friendly for farmers. I can say that in European Union, what we are doing, our framework program for research and innovation, formerly Horizon 2020 and now Horizon Europe, works in synergy with the Common Agricultural Policy under the umbrella of the European Innovation Partnership. Today we already have many Horizon 2020 and EIP Agri projects that deliver a wealth of new technology, new knowledge and innovative solutions. For example, the Sapphire project involving researchers across Europe has developed 6 novel vaccines against major livestock pathogens. Under Horizon Europe, we will invest around 9 billion euro to support the Green Deal priorities in agriculture, food and the bioeconomy. In the Horizon Europe Work Programme 2021-2022, we have dedicated 1.9 billion euro to generate the best scientific inquiries and innovative ideas for sustainable farming, food systems and bioeconomy. I'd like to add maybe thing which is very important also because the very important priority of the French presidency in agriculture, which is the carbon farming. Carbon farming, which is very important concept of the innovation in our agriculture to support farmers who voluntarily introduce good farming practices into their farms, practices like practices which are introducing the carbon sequestration, carbon restoration at soil. They are like to use the natural manure, to leave the harvest residues at soil, and extensive summer grazing is one of them. Precision farming, the best use, the more precise use of fertilizers, pesticides. This is very important, and we need research and innovation support to introduce the new practices, new technologies. This is very important, research support for the carbon farming practices. That this is very good, and I'd like to thank again for the French presidency, because this priority is also the European Commission priority. We we published a communication on the carbon farming in a few weeks ago, and now we continue our work together with the French presidency, because the carbon farming, this complex of good practices for environment, for climate, for animal welfare, this is the future of our agriculture. And we need research and innovation to develop our agriculture in this direction. Thank you very much.